What's up, guys? Welcome back to Learn Our Football. Today's video, we're going to be chatting about the French national team and whether we think they're going to be able to kind of create a dynasty, dominate the next 4 to 10 years in football. So obviously, we've come from the end of the Spain kind of world domination, where they kind of like I said, like the word says, dominated the whole world for about 4 to 6 years. Well, it started in 2008 when they won the 2008 Euros, and then they went on to win the 2010 World Cup, and then went on in 2012 to defend their Euro title versus Italy, and they won that again in the finals, about 4-0, which resounding result. So that obviously ended in 2014 World Cup, where they went on in the group stages. But France is a superpower that's been coming up for a while. Blessed with a lot of youngsters, and they did manage to win the 2018 World Cup. So do we think, Matt, that they can? Well, okay, so the Euros has obviously happened this year, right? Obviously, the Corona's happened, so it's being deferred to next year. But next year, 2021 Euros or 2020 Euros, whatever it's called, do you think France are going to take it?
To be honest with you, out of all the European sides, if you have to mix experience with talent and youthfulness, France are just way above every other team. I think the last World Cup was the last time Belgium could have properly challenged for a world or an international title. I think their players are aging. A lot of their squad is aging. That was like their prime time to do it. And with the Euros being extended by another year, it's just not helping them at all.
Exactly.
And France, their squad, like I think about 70% of their squad that won the World Cup was like 25, 26 and younger. So they really youthful squad, really youthful, 11. And they just look so much better than everyone else. And you say, yeah, but look at like Netherlands, they're coming up. You look at Germany also. But those two sides, okay, Germany, I'll tell you, they're not lacking the talent, but they're lacking the experience. A lot of the players that are playing right now in the Germany squad haven't even been to the World Cup, let alone, or even a Euros. And in the Netherlands side, they haven't been to the World Cup of Euros either. Also, Netherlands don't really have the squad. If Memphis Depay gets injured, who's filling that void?
Yeah, it's just Memphis is their team,
So,
in an attacking sense, obviously.
Obviously, they're starting at 11, and their defense, and even the midfield is extremely solid, but they just don't have the depth. France left out players at the World Cup like Benzema, Martial, Dembele couldn't get a start.
Seriously, they left quite a lot of they did. They left
Rabiot, they left a lot of people. Out.
And the thing is, leaving them out, it's not even like you said, it's not benching them. They went in the squad. Like Laporte, I don't think Laporte was in the squad.
Laporte was Koscielny wasn't even there at the time, and he was in form because he was injured. He didn't go.
So, look, if Laporte couldn't get into that squad, like you see the kind of how strong they are, and definitely, like you said, the kind of leading guys, the leading club, not club, but nation that would have challenged them would have been Belgium. But like you said, I think they are aging. Hazard and De Bruyne, even I can say next year they might still be, kind of doing their best, but their defense and the older virals, the Tongans, we've seen the decline in the Prem this year. We've seen, their legs go. So I don't think in all they have their total squad is it's not going to be strong enough. So then you look to, like you said, Germany, Netherlands, but I'd say England. England's also the team, youthfulness. Jadon Sancho's coming up. You've got Raheem Sterling in like world-class form. You've got Harry Kane. When he does play, he seems to do well for England. He seems to score a lot. Really, really good finisher. Dele Alli. You've got Hudson-Odoi, Chanaka again in the squad. Phil Foden, Mason Mount. Like they've just got to,
If they don't win an international trophy in the next, let's call it 10 to 15 years, they'll probably never have as good of an opportunity to do it. And the only thing that's going to stop them from winning it, because honestly, I'd say in about 5-6 years' time, let's call it 2 World Cups or 3 years' time, they'll have the best squad in the world.
Yeah,
definitely, it's without a doubt.
Dude.
It's just, do they have it up here? Do they have it up here to do it? Because in the past, if you look at the 2010 World Cup, their squad was ridiculous. If you look at even before that, you look at Frank and Stevie G in the midfield. You had Bex on the right.
Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes. Sorry,
Carrick.
Paul Scholes.
They couldn't even fit all their midfielders in.
On the left, you had Giggs, and you had
Cole up top. Giggs as well. Yeah, Giggs as well.
Oh, so Giggs. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, not Giggs.
Yeah. But still, Rooney. They definitely had the talent there. It's just like you said, mentally they could never do it. And if a game went to penalties, it was an automatic loss because England score with penalties, blah blah blah. But I think Southgate and in the last World Cup, I think the English kind of team started to believe. They started finding themselves, and in fact they got to a semis. I don't think they've got past the quarterfinal. International quarterfinal in so long. So the fact that they got to the semis and
they did overcome the penalties thing against Colombia, but for me, like everyone was doing this whole it's coming home. I think that it's coming home helped them a lot because they started to believe, but they just had the easiest route to the final. I so wish Belgium won on the other side because we would have seen a Belgium-France final.
Oh, that would have been hot.
Because honestly, England getting to the semis they did not deserve it. For me, they didn't deserve it. They weren't top 4 best teams, even performing at the World Cup. If you just take their performance at the World Cup, I thought Colombia were going to beat them in around 16 quarters.
Around the 16. No, 100%. Colombia looked like they would beat them. And the thing is, like you say, top performing clubs, 100%. Like obviously Croatia, beat them, perform better than them. Like even on the side, like if Brazil didn't play Belgium, Brazil probably would have been in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Like Brazil weren't bad. It's just they went against Belgium. That's the reason they're out. So if it would have been nice for Belgium to have kind of in the group stages lost that game to England because Belgium beat England and that's why they were first. If they lost to England and they were second and England were on
because
that side,
everyone expected
Brazil.
Germany to come out on the other side, but obviously they didn't.
Exactly. So then England would have played Brazil, and then Brazil probably would have beaten England. Brazil versus France semi-final, which still would have been as hot of a game as Belgium France, and then you would have had Belgium Croatia, which would have been okay, that would have been good. And saying Belgium take place, then Belgium v France in the final, that's a different story. Then it's game's on. It's not.
A final is very different to semi.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different ball game. But for sure, like you said, France's squad is just so England I think is definitely their competition, and Sancho developing, like you said, Dele Alli developing, Mason Mount developing, Declan Rice. They've got the players. They really do. Wan-Bissaka, Trent Alexander-Arnold on your right back. Both of them are just amazing. So England have the potential to stop them, but France then come through and they're like, look, okay, England, well done, but we've got Luka Hernandez, Ben Pavard, Varane, people who have who are they've kind of proven themselves more than the England defense, youngsters, and they've had World Cup experience, they've had years of experience. These guys are, fully fledged internationals. They're not jokes anymore. So then obviously that's just defense. Then you still have Pogba in the midfield. You still have Kante who can go for quite a few years because he's just the way he plays. It's just ridiculous fitness-wise, stamina. You've got Quarantine Taliso, who didn't even get onto the field. You've got, Torovan on the right. You've got Dembele. You've got Fekir. You've got Martial. You've got so many different players, like, to just sub in along your starting, like, front lineup. Even if you lose Griezmann and Giroud, just play Mbappe up front. Like,
Yeah.
you are not struggling for anything. Kingsley Coman's there. Like,
Kingsley Coman too.
Honestly, have such a good team. And they've got, like, a lot of players, like you say, like,
Even
guys
Fekir is still around.
Yeah, like, you've got a lot of players who aren't going to get into that squad who, if they were at a different country, would. So I think talent-wise, France have the best. So, whether they kind of realize it or not, we will see. But I think the performance this year is, if France go on to win the 2021 Euros next year, I think they can go on to win the World Cup again. Like, I do.
Yeah.
Unless like, Netherlands and England really, like, come through, and Germany. Like, so obviously, like, we could eat our words. There could be some new developments. Players could just turn into freaks over the next coming years. But I think for sure, I would bet for France dominating the next, like, 2 tournaments at least. To kind of do what Spain did, win 3 major tournaments in a row, and then
you kind of see like, if things do not change, like, drastically change, you won't see longevity in terms of success. Like, Germany made the mistake, and Joachim Löw made the mistake, and you could see he realized that after the World Cup, that he kept all those almost like washed out players, because those experienced players, for the
leaving the Sané's out,
Cup, and he left guys like Sané, who would have, if he actually had to go on, like, talent and performance, he probably would have made the starting lineup of that World Cup team. Instead, he had guys like Mario Gomez in there, who are old and
decent, but, like, not scratch anymore. But so I think can we come to that? I think, can we conclude that, like, we back France? I think we back France.
Well, okay, look at this. Okay, this is their World Cup winning squad: Hugo Lloris, Steve Mandanda, and Alphonse Areola in goal. Okay, the first 2 are getting old, but Areola is still a young keeper. Sidibe, still young. Pavard, still extremely young. Is Rami old? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, no, Rami is old. Yeah, Rami is old.
Yeah, but Varane, young. Umtiti, he's late 20s. He's still got a few. Kimpembe, young. Mendy, young. Lucas Hernandez, young. Oh, yeah.
They're fine.
Their midfield, usually, or their midfield is a bit older, but you still got guys like Tolisso in there. And N'Golo Kante is still going to be able to go for a while. Pogba is still going to be able to go for a while. And then, their forwards.
Yeah, we've spoken about their forwards.
Yeah,
like, they've got too many to name. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we've answered this question. Well, that's it from our side. That's what we think. We back France to definitely dominate for the next couple of years, next couple of tournaments. Let's just say that. Maybe not years. We never know when these might happen. We never know when Corona might end. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Obviously, put down in the comments what you think. Always willing to hear what everyone thinks, even if it's criticizing us. But just enjoy. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.